We're back! My producers got me standing in this cold weather a little longer than I had anticipated, but that little warm-up worked. I'm not sure where we lost you, but to recap, this is a pre-lesson lesson. The things that myself or any instructor would like you to have worked on before you get to the lesson, so that we can say what you would take a advanced stage. You know, you get past these basics, which we discussed was grip, alignment, balance, and ball position, as in GAB. We discussed grip and alignment, I believe, is where I lost you. And when we get into balance and ball position, they go hand in hand. If your balance or if your weight is out on your toes, you're going to tend to have the ball further away from you. My producer's pointing. Go ahead and speak, Brett.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Move out a little.
Move further away. Okay.
There we go. Yes, that's correct.
We're rookies at Facebook Live, but we'll get it wired before the season's over, I hope.
Perfect.
Okay, so if you're out on your toes, the ball will tend to be further away from you, of course, than if you were to fall back on your heels. So balance and ball position go hand in hand. But nonetheless, you have to be conscious of both and try to find a consistent setup. And so ball position, back to front or near to far. Pay attention to both. And balance, then, of course, you should be able to, as you stand there, you should feel as if you're straight up and down, so that if you jumped, you'd come straight up and down. If you're out on your toes and you jump, you're going forward. So grip, alignment, balance, ball position. Just pay attention to those things as you practice. You would want to have some sort of an alignment stick or device on the ground so that you can try and set up parallel to it, and then you know where your ball should go if you were perfectly fundamental, but that's not the case for everyone. And as an instructor, the last thing we want to change is your mechanics. So what you would want to do is get set up to that alignment device, but don't consider that as a constraint to where your ball has to go. Golf isn't about fitting one swing, it's about finding what you can repeat. So once you get set up and pay attention to your setup position, then it's just a matter of trying to find some rhythm and some tempo and strike the golf ball. And then, of course, the last piece of the puzzle, and really common in the lessons I give, is that it's rare that I have someone that doesn't fall off balance in the first 20 golf balls that they hit. They're falling one way or the other. They're falling backwards, or they're falling forward, or I guess this would be considered backwards this way too. But regardless, the point is, it's similar to, I guess if you watch Olympics and gymnastics, you want to be able to finish and be stuck in a nice balanced position and not wavering towards your heel or toe. So if you can work on those things, set up, grip, alignment, balance, ball position. As far as swinging the club, we won't get into all the details of timing and transition and tempo. Just find a way to strike the golf ball and do it with a balanced finish. If you work on those things, then you're going to come to your instructor and you'll have already addressed them, and it'll make it so that we can start working on other things that may help you improve your game.
So we got a question coming up here.
We got a question.
Wondering where we can sign up for golf lessons.
So we just got our first question on our second Facebook Live, and the question is, where can I sign up for golf lessons? And of course, I'm going to tell you Hart Ranch. At our phone number or our website, hartranch.com. You can do either.
Or you can call, the number is 341-5703,
605-341-5703 is our phone number. But if you happen to be one of my friends from other parts of the country, just go see your local PGA Professional, and they'll be able to help you out. As far as what we've got going here, we're going to have beginner programs, intermediate programs, junior, ladies, private, you name it. For the first time in my life, I'm at a facility and a job where all I'm going to be doing is teaching. So I'm excited about it and looking forward to it. And I can certainly help you. But this is the pre-lesson lesson, so hopefully you can rewind if you didn't catch all that and go through it again. Do we have any other questions, Brett?
No, but just remember, everybody, you should try to subscribe. I think the button is somewhere up here.
Oh, I remind people to subscribe. Okay.
Yep, right about here.
Brett's pointing at the subscribe button. I hope you found it. So, I don't know how long we're going to try and go here. We would like to get more questions if we get them.
Advice? We got another question here from Curtis.
Curtis is asking a question.
He'd like some advice for hitting the driver low on the face. He's tried ball position and tee height.
Okay, Curtis is typing in a question for why am I hitting the ball low on the face. And we can add that to alignment. I didn't get into it that in depth to discuss extension, but extension is very important. So obviously I would have you go over the things that I already discussed, Curtis, but I would also add that as we address the ball, it is very helpful if we feel extension, meaning we aren't holding the arms in like this. We're making sure that the club feels as though it's tugging on our arms and hands a little bit, and that we have extension, and then finding that grip alignment, balance, ball position. But assuming that you're doing all of those things correctly, the most common reason I see for that is a lack of extension in the follow-through and a lack of weight shift, I guess you might say. So what I'm getting at is extension. We want extension in the backswing, meaning that club is getting out away from us as far as we can. You can see both of my arms are straight here. You can't keep your arms straight all the way to the top of your swing. It's not physically not possible. You can only get to about here, but then that arm bends. But we want extension in the backswing, and then as you get down into impact, most people I see hitting it low on the face are not here and then extending through. They are here and not getting extension in the through swing. Their arms come in quickly or rise quickly. So hit that wiffle ball in the living room right now. See if that works. Unless you're outside like we are. But for sure, extension, all those things. I mean, there's obviously other mechanical flaws that might be causing it, but those are certainly the most common reasons that I found in my time instructing that cause for low hits on the face.
Good. He said thanks.
Hey, and we got to thank you. I love this. Do we want to keep this extended? I could talk all day about golf.
You know, it looks like Des Biggins here.
Okay.
Just says, hope to make it over for a golf lesson. So.
Excellent. Hope to have you. I don't know that I'd even want to take one today. We're here doing it because we're trying to be consistent. Actually, I take that back. I would. But it is cool out. But the weather's supposed to warm up for us by Sunday, it looks like. And the precipitation we had is... Rapid City Golf is as good as I've ever seen it. I moved here in 81, other than when I've been gone, and the courses are in great shape.
We have Mike Borscheid on the line here.
Really? Mike?
He wants to know, how do you stop the yips? Smiley face.
Haven't seen Mike yet, but now at least we've had contact. I've actually had this question in the last week after Ernie Els changed the term to the heebie-jeebies. And I always tell people the first thing is fear. You know, you have to get rid of fear, because that is where the yips are rooted. But it's not that easy to just say do that. But some of the, I guess the quick fixes are, the first thing that you would try would be the Jordan Spieth method of not looking at the ball, look at the hole. Try that. I actually asked Craig Hatch about it. It'd be one of the last chances I visited with him, and he mentioned to me, he said, also try with your eyes shut. For myself, I've been through that myself, not to super extremes, but I've dealt with it in the past, and I ended up finding that the pressure points on how I held the club and tinkering with my grip a little bit helped me a lot. But for sure, fear and then eyes closed or looking at the hole are three of the basics.
He says he's tried it all.
He's tried it all. Well, I actually talked to one of our members here who he had discussed that he had that issue, and I'm anxious to try with a student what I've done for myself. It would be a little bit too in-depth to have to try right now, but
Hey Mike, maybe you should just go lefty. I don't know.
well, that's not a terrible, when who was it? Ernie Els. When Ernie had it on TV, the thing that the broadcasters mentioned was, it's time to scrap what you're doing and try something completely new. Excuse me. But for sure, it's all rooted in fear. Come on, give me another question, please. The yips, golly. Yeah, that's not a fun one. And then for chipping, it can be even worse. Putting is bad enough. Of course, there's nothing worse than missing a 1-footer. We're on double-digit people? Okay, well, let's keep going just a little bit longer here, and hopefully we can get some more questions.
Mike misses us.
Mike misses us? Is that why I haven't seen him? Is he not here?
No.
He's not in town? Okay. So for a pre-lesson lesson, grip, alignment, balance, ball position for setup. And then aim, of course, I think we should discuss a little bit for aim while we're talking about these things. It's very common that I have students come to me and I'll ask them to aim at a target, and the most common flaw for right-handers and left-handers is to align their body in a position where they're swinging across. They would have to swing across their alignment positions to get toward the target. So by laying a alignment device on the ground, what ends up happening is you set up with your feet parallel to that alignment device in your shoulders, and then as you start looking up, that you'll start seeing the target in a position where it's supposed to be, as opposed to here you get used to aiming to the right for a right-hander, and you look up and you see where you feel the target should be, but it's actually to the left of where your body is aimed. So very important. And so pre-lesson lesson, setup, as far as your swing goes, do what you do. Acceleration is very important. You need speed in your follow-through, but just swing how you swing and find a way to strike it, finish in balance, and if you do those things, you should start to see a pattern that the ball flies. It may fade, it may draw, but you should start to notice that you find a consistent ball flight. It might not be parallel to your alignment positions, your feet and your shoulders, but that's okay. We aren't stuck into one method of playing this game. It's not that you need to play a certain way, it's what can you find that repeats. Ultimately, that's our whole goal as players and instructors, is to identify what it is that you do, make you understand what it is that you do, and learn to repeat it. And then, of course, we always strive for more accuracy and power, and we work on those things. But we have to start with these basics that we've talked about in the pre-lesson lesson. Any other questions, Mr. Producer?
No. Subscribe.
Subscribe. Thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Look forward to sunshine and heat and having you out here at Hart Ranch. So thank you.